I've been incarcerated going on 3 years, and I just feel like I'm being rushed into something that.
Oh, no, you said you've been incarcerated for 3 years.
This hearing looks routine, but it isn't. A rejected plea deal, a frustrated defendant, and a judge who's officially locking this case into a jury trial. Once that deadline hits, there's no going back.
Judge, Mr. Estrada was kind enough to let me know that somehow they said he was exposed to COVID, so I got him a mask. That's why he's wearing a mask. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, that's why.
All right, so we were scheduled for jury trial. Where are we?
Judge, you made an offer. I've thoroughly discussed the offer with Mr. Estrada. I've explained the consequences of not taking the offer and that the court will not take any agreement. It will just be an open plea in court. I passed on the offer, and I'll be real blunt. I've given him ojos that if he gets a lot higher, it's on him, not me, and I'm not going to feel guilty. He said that he wants a trial, so I'm passing it on to the court to get it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for this. As criminal trial division, I need it as early as possible. All right, you're coming back for jury trial on February 6th. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you'll need to plea open to the court. You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to speak to your attorney and do a clothing exchange. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
Judge, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me come in today rather than Tuesday. And I'm still going to bet with you on the fact that they're going to cancel court.
You think they're going to cancel the court on that date?
It's not that I would, but I've just, you notice certain things like the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. And after a while, you notice patterns.
Okay.
May I say something, Mom?
Sure.
I just want to see if I'll be able to dismissal counsel. I've been incarcerated going on 3 years, and I still to see yet the discovery pack on any racial arrest.
Oh, you want to see the evidence? State, can we put him in the box? Counsel, can you let him see the evidence? And if you want another attorney for your jury trial, they need to be ready for trial on February 6th. You understand?
No.
And Judge, just be clear, I don't care one way or another, but if you are going to put someone else on the case, please let me know so I won't.
Oh, no, he's going to have if he wants another attorney, you'll have to hire that attorney. And that attorney needs to be excused. That attorney needs to be ready for jury trial on February 6th. And state, if you'll let him and counsel, if you'll stay so he can see the state's file.
Sure. There's another case, Mr. Estrada. He really, really doesn't like me, which is why I didn't want to do the discovery, told me to stop. I'm just telling you because I don't want to surprise you. I'm going to file motions to withdraw to protect myself.
Oh, I understand.
Okay.
Where is he? If you can come forward, sir. All right, so I want to let you know something. You came before the court and you said that you had not seen the state's file. I'm being told that you no longer want to see the state's file. So let me just tell you what's going to end up happening. You're going to go to trial, whether you've seen the evidence or not. That's completely up to you. The court gave you the opportunity to sit in court and look at the state's file. You're choosing not to. So you're going to come back for trial on that day. Do you understand?
It's not that I don't want to see it, Your Honor. It's just I've been incarcerated going on 3 years, and I just feel like I'm being rushed into something that.
Oh, no, you said you've been incarcerated for 3 years.
Yes,
so how are you being rushed?
Exactly.
You're going to jury trial on February 6th.
I'm barely hearing anything about it just within these past couple months, man.
He was in another county, Judge.
I've been in another county, so this whole time I've been incarcerated, I haven't heard anything out of Bear County.
So let me ask you this. I want you to internalize what I'm saying. You were in custody in another county for what reason?
For ag robbery, allegedly.
So there you go. So this case is going to trial on February 6th. If you would like, I've given you the opportunity to sit in the box and read what the state has. What the state has in their file is what they have. I
understand that, Your Honor.
Here's the thing. The only thing about it, what's in the state's file are the names and police reports. Those people are not going to come in and let you talk to them right now because that's not what it is.
I understand what you're
but
saying.
You can look at the file. So you're coming back for jury trial on February 6th.
That's fine. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. How's everything going?
Pretty good.
All right. So how are you spending your time? What are you doing?
I spend it at home with my family and try to looking into for a job and all that.
All right. How's the job search going?
Pretty well, well, I'm still waiting for an interview for the construction business. And I don't know if I gonna get a call this week or the next week, but maybe if I be able,
All right, just 1 second. Excuse me, if you all can't whisper, then you're all gonna have to confer outside. Daniel.
if I will be able, try to look for another job, see if they do not contract me on.
All right, and so are you doing school or looking into school or anything of that nature?
Not right now, I'm looking just for a job right now.
Any type of trade school or
Also,
trade school or anything of that nature? What are you planning on doing with your future?
for a GED.
All right. So you said GED?
Mhm.
All right, have you started working towards that?
So,
Say yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am, when she asks you a question.
no, not right now, ma'am.
All right, so it's probably best if he starts trying to get his GED if he doesn't have it.
Yes, ma'am, that's what you're working on, correct? Trying to get your GED?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so his GPS, what is the status of that? Is he on tracking or does he have scheduled
I
set
think
time?
he still has a full house GPS for the first 3 or 6 months.
Mhm.
And then after that, we're gonna reevaluate, I believe, if I remember correctly.
All right, it's been 3 months.
Yes, ma'am. But I think it was 3 months, but I'm not sure. I don't want to lie to the court.
No. Because I think it's time for him not to be on full GPS.
Your Honor, Your Honor, in December, the conditions were modified for partial GPS,
Mhm.
and there's not been any violation.
All right, and so then we said partial, I believe, I guess I probably said partial for work or to look for work.
Employment and mandated classes only.
All right. So are you okay with loosening that a little bit to giving him some extra time or no?
You're right.
Yes, I do see that, we have been in communication with him in regards to, certain job fairs and so forth. He's in compliance with all of his field visits, he's reporting on time.
So I think,
Judge, if we put him on tracking, he can go out and look for other jobs. He can stop at job sites and things.
well,
like that.
I think what I'll start with, because now it's just partial. I'll start with him being allowed to do things in certain hours. So if it's not work related, or if it's not for classes, I'll allow him to be out and about till 6 p.m.
Okay,
That means that you'll have to be at home at 6 p.m. Now, if you're at work and your work schedule takes you beyond 6 p.m., that's fine. So we'll start with that. And then the next time, if there are no issues, then we'll start with tracking only and then hopefully move towards removal.
so from what time to what time? I know from till 6 p.m., but what?
We'll
time?
do it Monday through what date? Do you want Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday?
Judge, we don't have any, I would say Monday through Saturday.
All right. Monday through Saturday, we'll do 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
6 a.m.
7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
to 6 p.m.
Okay, you want 6 a.m. to 6, okay.
Yes, Judge.
She's
That
fighting
way,
for you.
just because, just in case he gets a job to where he has to, you know.
All right, so your GPS now will be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's whether you're looking for employment or whether you have a class or not. If you want to go to the park, then you can do that. So that's from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. If there is something where you have employment and that employment takes you outside of that window or a class takes you outside of that window, let probation know.
Okay. Yeah, I will notify them if it takes longer than 6 a.m. 6 p.m. Sorry.
All right. So then what we'll do is we will see how that goes and we'll come back in 3 months. And in 3 months, it'll probably, if there are no issues, then it'll probably be tracking only. And then 3 more months, if there are no issues and nobody objects, it'll probably be removal.
Good. Just yesterday, it just happened that I got a call from an old client.
Mhm.
He owns a house framing business.
Mhm.
And he had some traffic tickets, so I went to pick up the money, pay the tickets. I'm gonna call him and see if he can use it.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. Johnny, you're so awesome.
Well,
I've known you forever. I've known you when I was a defense attorney and a prosecutor. You're just awesome.
well, thank you. So are you. That's why I love coming here.
Oh, thank you. So Norma, on this case, if you can give me a date to come back in 3 months.
As far as the mental health treatment is concerned, are we okay just to monitor at this point? And if
Yes.
anything arises, let the
Yes.
court know?
We'll monitor. And if there are some issues that you're having, be sure to let your attorney know and let probation know, because we can't help you if we don't know.
Okay, ma'am.
And the last thing you want to happen is something that happen, and then you come back to this court and saying that you didn't tell anybody,
Mhm.
because in this court, I believe that communication is key. When I place people on probation, I want them to be successful. So you have no excuse. And if the probation officer, who is your probation officer, is not addressing some issue you have, you can always call your attorney, or either you can always come to court.
Right, we'll do, ma'am.
All right, what,
April the 4th, Your Honor.
all right, Norma, we're gonna call this back on April 4th.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I called a framing friend of mine. He
Mhm.
doesn't need anybody, but I called another friend and he's gonna hire him.
Oh, awesome. Jenny, you're so awesome.
It's the biggest cabinet making company in San Antonio.
Oh, that is so great.
So I'm gonna take him to the interview.
Wow. Oh.
And he said, if you recommend him, I'm gonna hire him. So I'm gonna take him, I can't today, but tomorrow I'll take him over there and he's got a job.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Johnny.
No,
Saving people one person at a time. I like it.
I believe in this young man.
I do too.
Yeah, I know you do. I can tell.
Yeah.
And he's doing good. I mean, he's just said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll let you know.
Oh, hey, awesome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Outcome. The plea deadline is closed, the case is set for jury trial, and the defendant is warned. Trial proceeds whether discovery is reviewed or not. In the second matter, GPS restrictions are eased due to compliance, with a path toward full removal if progress continues. If this breakdown helped, like, share, comment, and subscribe for more courtroom insights.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. Are we on the record?
No, we're not on the record yet.
Could I request that we be on the record? It's a motion for continuance that I'm asking the court to consider.
All right. Are you the attorney on this case?
I am not, Your Honor, and that's part of the basis for the continuance.
Who's the attorney?
Lee Cutter's the attorney of
And where is
record.
she?
She is on her way to Guadalupe County for another criminal matter, Your Honor, and she's going to be there probably the majority of the morning. And then in the afternoon, she's specially set in front of District Judge Forte.
Okay. Well, she'll be stop over here in this afternoon. Because let me ask you this.
Yes,
The matter that she's going to another county for, is that a jury trial?
it's not a jury trial to my
This
understanding.
is. She should have came here first.
I understand that, Your Honor. If I could just be heard at.
No, she needs to be here. I don't know why people are thinking that this is not a criminal district court and that attorneys don't need to come here. This is a jury trial. Where she's going out of county is not a jury trial. This case, I'm sorry, sir, what's your name? Manuel Rodriguez. Thank you. Wow. This case has been set for jury trial. This is the 8th setting. So I don't know why someone would go to another county as opposed to coming to a court where they have a jury trial set. So we will not be going on the record. She will need to be here.
I understand that, Your Honor, and from my understanding of it, there was a jury trial setting in November and December, but those were actually settings for bond motions. So I don't know that they're actually true trial settings, Your Honor.
We're here today for a jury trial.
And I understand, and I did approach the court yesterday with the motion for continuance.
Yeah, and I was not hearing that. I want you to hear me clearly. That attorney is in another county for a case that's not set for jury trial. This is set for jury trial this morning. I don't understand why people don't understand that one, and I consider myself reasonable, one, that criminal jury trials take precedence over civil matters. I don't know why people don't understand that. District court matters take precedent over misdemeanor courts. I don't know why attorneys are acting as though they don't understand that. So we will not be going on record. I will not be hearing this motion. She needs to be here. So whenever she comes back from that other county that she's in, I will hear that motion.
I understand.
And whether or not I grant her motion for continuance, I do not know. But what I do know, and she needs to be informed of, is that criminal matters take precedence over civil matters. And when I give people leave to do civil cases beforehand, that's me being kind, but they don't take precedence. And so go forth and tell other attorneys that one, district court takes precedent over misdemeanors because people seem to have forgotten that, and that district court matters take precedence over civil matters. And that anytime there's a jury trial set, at least in the 187th, and you're going to some other county and that's not a jury trial setting and it's not specially set, they need to be here.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
23 CR 5033, State of Texas versus Frank Javier Hasso. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Your Honor, good morning. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Hasso.
And are you Mr. Hasso?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hasso, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you waive the reading of the indictment.
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it at all the appropriate places?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
In the interest of justice, that would be our request, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, Mr. Hasso presents himself here accepting full responsibility and wishing to put this matter behind him by beginning this community supervision offer.
All right. So how many children do you have?
I have 2, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
23 and 20
All right. If you were released today, who would you be living with?
with my cousin.
Does your cousin have any criminal history?
No, sir. Excuse me, Your Honor. No, ma'am.
That's okay. Mom always says when people address me as sir, that means that they're nervous. So settle down.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So these tattoos you have, do they have significant meaning? And you know what I mean?
Yes, they do.
All right. All right. So there's going to be a gang supervision. You understand?
Sure.
All right. So are you currently active?
No, ma'am.
And which gang?
Or it's previous game. I'm no longer involved in
All right. Well, what previous game?
ATM.
ATM, like the ATM machine?
Like the ATM as in a football team.
All right. All right. Have you ever been employed?
Yes, of course.
Doing what?
All sorts of things. Tattoos, artists, mechanics.
Did you do any of your own tattoos?
I did.
Which ones?
They're on my legs.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think I need to see that, but I was going to tell you whether or not, based upon your tattoos that you've done, whether or not you should get more education in that field or maybe decide something new.
Thank you.
All right. What's your drug of choice?
None anymore.
Well, when you're in the free world, because I know it's a little bit hard to make drugs at the jail. So what was your drug of choice?
Heroin.
How often were you using?
Every day.
So is the last day you stopped using when you were arrested?
That's correct.
How far did you go in school?
To 10th grade.
Why did you drop out?
Really no reasons.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. $57 restitution to SAPD for drug testing. 200 hours of community service restitution. Probation, I will only allow him to buy out 100 of those hours. The rest you will have to do. And if you're buying out those hours, the court puts it at $7.25 per hour. And I suggest the San Antonio Food Bank, but if there's another charity you wish to donate to, you can.
Sure.
And I only choose the San Antonio Food Bank because I know there's some issues with food shortage. We're going to do a gang supervision. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. If he's not accepted in gang supervision, then it's going to be field visits 1 time per month for at least 6 months, and then probation. If you want to do something less than that, just submit it to the court. There's going to be a TAP evaluation, and that's going to take place in custody. If the TAP we're going to follow recommendations of the TAP evaluations. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There should be no employment as a home healthcare provider with minors. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. Does your cousin live by himself?
No, he lives with his wife and kids.
How many children?
2.
What are their ages?
I believe under the age of 10. But he has a back house that's separate from the house that I would be staying. And they don't go back there.
All right, so here's the thing. I don't know if I want him living there or not, because I take people as human beings when they come before me, but you have the drug problem. You have the gang problem. And I just don't want that visited upon them. Sometimes family members enable us. They want to see the best in us. So they say, oh, yes, you can live here. And I don't want the children there picking up any bad habits. So I'm not going to allow you to live at a residence that has children. You understand? If there's an issue with housing, there are plenty of places free in San Antonio to stay, okay?
Sure.
So there's to be no residing with any household with minors.
If I may add, Your Honor.
Yes.
I really misunderstood the question when you asked about its significant meaning for the gangs. I haven't been in gangs since I was in school.
Okay.
Yeah, so
No, I
thought you were
understand,
asking something else.
But I will tell you, sometimes when people say, oh, I haven't been involved in a gang since school, and they could be 90 years old, but unless there's some documentation that they're no longer with a gang, probation is going to pick it up and it's going to be in the system as a gang member.
Sure.
And if that's something you wish to change, they'll be able to tell you how you can do that. All right. What I will do, probation, the remaining 100 hours of community service, if he is in some type of trade school, or if you're trying to better yourself so that you can get a better job, I'll consider waiving the remaining of those hours. You understand?
Thank you.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, did you mention ways?
Yes, there to be regular UAs and 90 meetings in 90 days. Is there anything else, probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Hasso, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Not that I can think of, Your Honor.
All right. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
I did, Your Honor.
Dan?
I did.
All right. We can go off the record. And this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you need something, probation officer is right there. Just let them know. If you feel there's an issue that they're not addressing, You can always come back to court. But from here on out, everything that you do when you're on probation in this court, before you take an action, there are 2 questions you should ask yourself. Is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for 10 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If it's maybe it could potentially result in me going to prison for 10 years, don't do it. You understand?
I do know.
I take no joy in sending people to prison for violating probation or sending people to prison, period, because that means that somebody was unsuccessful in their life. But your attorney, the deputies, and people who have been in this court before will tell you, but I will send people to prison if it's warranted. You understand?
Of course.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Shawna.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your words.
All right, and what is that? Is that anonymous on your tattoo? That one?
This is a Frankenstein heart.
I'm sorry, what?
Frankenstein heart.
Oh, Frankenstein's heart. Why did you do that? What's going on?
My name's Frank, so it was just.
I'm saying, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
2023 CR 2971, State of Texas versus Juan Gabriel Morales. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Carl Alexander for Mr. Morales.
Are you Juan Morales?
Yes, I am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment. Excuse me. You all need to move to that end on the front row. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Morales, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication, or I guess it's just community supervision.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented
Yes, Your Honor.
on both
Oh,
counts?
I'm sorry, we're waiving count 1 and proceeding on count 2. I'm sorry, Judge.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Morales, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand in count 2, you charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. That's a 2nd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? In attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, just ask that you follow the bargain.
All right. Mr. Morales, do you have any children?
I do. I have one son,
What is his age?
13.
And does he live with you? Do you live with anyone?
No, I do not.
So you live by yourself? Apartment, home?
Next door to my mom.
I'm sorry?
Next door, and a home next door to my mother's.
Are you employed?
Not at the moment. No.
How long has it been since you've been employed?
A couple of years now. Since my mother had her strokes in 2021.
All right, so how are you supporting yourself?
Just by doing odd jobs here and there, just enough to get by. It's been difficult with her needing 24-hour care and not qualifying for in-home health care. It's difficult.
Okay. All right, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And just know that you're going to get drug tested today. I'm sure your attorney probably already told you that. So be honest with me.
No, I'll be positive.
What are you going to be positive for? So how often have you been using meth?
Daily, but not like huge amounts.
I'm sorry, what?
Daily, say daily.
All right. Do you have any gang affiliation? Have you ever been to prison?
I have.
For what?
Same thing. For possession.
I'm sorry?
Possession of methamphetamine.
All right. Is there anything else from either side? Oh, and I know it states you. Thank you.
No, Your Honor. He mentioned his mother. He is essentially her only caregiver, and that's part of why the state was kind enough to make such a generous offer so that he could continue to provide care for his mother, because it's not her fault that he has a drug problem.
Yeah. But he can't be providing great care if he's using meth daily, and hopefully he's not using meth daily over his mom.
No, I mean, it's difficult to say. I don't do anything like that when I'm with her. That's what I mean.
So when I drive her around, I'm not doing anything like that. So I have brothers and sisters that also try to help out, but it's mainly me that do this.
All right, so the other brothers and sisters, I'm assuming they don't have any drug problems?
No,
Do they have employment?
they do. But for me, I voluntarily slowed down to do this with her because we didn't have anybody else to
All right,
do
they're
it.
gonna have to pick someone better because you are not in any type of shape to be caring for someone who is not at 100%.
No, I don't think I do a bad job.
All right, this. And could you call Leo, please? All right. The court then, as previously stated, is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 7 years. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. There is to be $57 restitution to SAPD for drug testing. I'm going to want 90 meetings in 90 days, and that's sober meetings. TAP evaluation, that can be done while he's out of custody. If you miss your TAP appointment, that will be a violation of your probation, and you could potentially go to prison for 5 years, or you could be looking at doing the TAP evaluation at the jail. Do you understand? Do a referral to felony drug court. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I am not waiving any of those hours. I am going to require him to do parenting classes, and those hours are not to be waived without permission from the court. Usually I will waive certain hours if you complete parenting classes, but it appears that you have too much time on your hand. And what I've learned from being in treatment courts is when you have too much time on your hands, then you end up falling back into old ways, which is doing drugs. I'm going to want proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month. And please do a field visit at his mother's house while he's there, and also a field visit at his house to make sure that she's doing okay. So field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And probation, if you want to count the field visit as a reporting, you can. How far did you go in school?
My graduation, high school.
All right, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Well, I actually have a couple of different things going on at the moment that I'm trying to establish.
What are your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations?
Well, I have two brands that I'm working on building right now, a custom bike building and a clothing line.
All right, before you look into doing grants for that, you need to determine whether or not you're precluded from receiving those grants based upon your history before you put all that work in.
Oh, I've already been started without the grants.
Okay. All right, then if he actually does something with his hopes and dreams, then the court will consider maybe waiving some of his community service hours. But you have to develop a plan and start working that plan for the court to consider that. You understand? Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, is there anything else you need from the court? Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, we can go off the record. In this courtroom, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, ask probation, let them know about it. They'll try to get you the help you need. If you feel like there's an issue that they're not addressing, you can always come to the court. Do you understand? All right. And do not be that person where your mom is waiting for you, wondering where you are, and there's somebody dead in San Antonio and it's you, because sometimes the last time you use is the last time you use. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Case 2 hits harder. He admits daily meth use while caring for his mother, and the judge calls it unsafe. Sentence: 5 years suspended, 7 years probation, drug court referral, hotline testing, field visits, and strict compliance. The theme is constant: honesty, structure, and consequences. Follow for more real courtroom moments.